How do we get rid of a karmic or toxic ex-partner that happens to be a co-parent, someone that you've had a child with? And I'm going to tell you, based on personal experience, that has worked for me. This is going to definitely change the dynamic in your life. The first thing you need to remember is that you and this co-parent, the person that you had a child or children with, you have to remember you cannot be friends with this person. And this is where I went wrong, because I had this picture in my head that once we are no longer together, we can get along like normal and try to imagine we did not have such a nasty and terrible breakup. This is where you're going to go wrong. This is completely erroneous. It's not going to work. Yes, you have like 1% of people who break up and they are able to maintain some kind of friendship, and they're all lovey-dovey with each other. They still go to dinner with the children and stuff like that. This you see in the movies, maybe like 10, 15 years ago. You don't see that anymore. If you actually have a partner, an ex-partner that you have a child or children with, and you are friendly like that, please let us know in the comments, because we all want to know just how does that work. Like, you may have broken up mutually, like decided to go your separate ways for whatever reason or reasons, but this normally does not happen. So cut that out of your mind. First of all, you cannot be friends with this person. You are co-parents. That's what you are. That's where it ends. You have to change your mindset completely, is what I'm trying to say. The first thing that you have to do is become different. You have to change the mentality that you have. Like I said before, all of the things that you used to do when you were with this person, you have to become a different person now. You have to set boundaries now. You have to have limitations now. You have to put your foot down now. You have to speak up now for things that you will not allow. Some things you don't even have to say. Some things you just do. You cut the connection. And how do you do that? You stop allowing access. You will stop allowing them access to you. And this is where a lot of us trip up. Somebody taught me this word, access. We all know what it means, but we don't think in depth of its definition. This person, when he was done talking about access, it gave me chills, because that word is so powerful. Once you allow one little hole, a little crevice of access, that's all it takes sometimes. Think about bacteria, think about parasites, think about germs, just think about those little things. One little millimeter of access is all they need to get in and completely take over and destroy the host. Take away their access. Say, for instance, they ask you, "Oh, who are you dating?" Or, "Are you still seeing that person?" This has nothing to do with the child. That's something that you do not have to answer. You have to learn your boundaries and stick to them. You know very well where this is going to lead. One question leads to the next, and the next, and the next, until you hear their tone of voice changing, until you don't know what happened. In an instant, they're name calling, they're throwing you under the bus, and the conversation has gone completely south. This you have to be extremely cautious of, because it affects the mental, psychological, and emotional well-being of the child if they are in the vicinity and actually have to experience you two at each other in a negative fashion. This means limit communication. You don't have meetups anymore. You don't need to see them anymore. If your child is a certain age or above a certain age, if they can speak for themselves, get them a little cell phone or call them at certain times of the day or evening to get whatever the information is they need. You don't have to be the intermediary all of the time once your child or children becomes a certain age. And I know from personal experience, well, I have 2 children. They have the same father. We are no longer together. But I know this man tried every trick in the book to maintain access to me. And that just could not happen. I could not continue to allow that. This is going to determine the quality of life you have moving forward now. This is going to determine your happiness, your peace of mind. Because if this person is toxic, which more than likely means they're narcissistic, they suffer from, very low traits, low quality traits, they're going to make your life a living hell because they did not want you to leave them. So they're going to keep trying to get access to you in every which way possible. It is up to you to set boundaries now and cut this off. Remember now, this is just you. You're not with them anymore. This is about the child, the best interest of the child or children. This is no longer about how they feel about you or how you feel about them. It doesn't matter anymore. It has nothing to do with, let's say, the doctor, medical issues, educational issues, like arrangements. Are you going to pick up the child on Friday because school gets out at 1 o'clock? La la la. Examples are those. Those are what communication needs to be limited to. Absolutely limited to those. Certain things is none of their business. Remember that. Okay? You don't have to explain anything to this person because they're trying to keep control over you and your life. They're going to judge you. They're going to try to make you feel guilty. They're going to try to make you feel like a bad parent. You need to limit. Back to the word access. Do not allow conversations to take place after a certain time of night. This is what I had to do. Communication, because this is going to lessen their ability to control you. 9, 10 o'clock at night, I stop answering. I turn the phone on silent or vibrate because I will not be disrespected in that manner. I don't want you to feel like you have access to me at any old time of the day or night. Especially now if you're in another relationship or whatever, they're going to disrespect you like that. They're going to try you like that, and you're going to have to put your foot down. Even if they send you a text message, you don't have to respond to that until the next day. You don't have to respond to that if it's out of hours, or if they call your phone like 12, 15 times. And it's not an emergency. Turn the phone off. Block them until tomorrow, whatever. It's your choice. The thing that I think is important, when you do have these necessary conversations with them, let's say the child is ill or something like that. You need to, speak to your co-parent. You need to keep records of these conversations, and that's why it helps to limit them as well. It allows you the ability to keep track of the communication and what it was about. Should something worse or very negative come about, you have evidence, you have records to show the authorities. Okay, this is when we talked last, XYZ, this is what we discussed. Lasted for 2 minutes. The next point I want to talk about is being strict. You have to, when I say you have to change your mindset, I mean you have to completely change your mindset. You have to become a more mature person than you were in this relationship with this guy or this woman. Don't forget now, we have toxic women who are co-parents as well. Many mothers, very toxic. So I'm not just talking to the guys. I'm not just talking to the females. I'm talking to the guys as well. You got baby mamas out here who do the most to destroy a man's life after he breaks up with her. Because they have a child now, she does the most. She doesn't want to see him happy. So be strict. Do not allow them to guilt trip you. Do not allow them to cross your boundaries. Do not allow them to call you out of your name. Do not allow them to threaten you and try to make it. Sometimes they go all spiritual and say, oh, well, wait till God or the universe is finished with you. You're going to be sorry you did this. Like, really? At this point, there's a feature on your phone where you can actually click the little 3 buttons, the 3 dots on the side, and there's an option, block. This is when you do that, okay? Because you don't allow this anymore. You just don't allow it anymore. This is your life. You've moved on with. You're not friends with this person. Like I said before, stop thinking that you can be friends with them. It's not until they hurt you, it's not until they have slandered your name all around town or to whoever would listen. It's not until they have people looking at you like you are the devil wearing Prada that you realize you cannot be friends or friendly with this person. Just for the sake of the child, you actually try to get along. You're cordial. You have some people out there, they start with the charm, they start with the niceness, they start trying to woo you again. They start like, oh, what do you need? Oh, I'll get that for you. Oh, I'll stop there on the way down before I go home and stop and bring it for you. They try you with every trick in the book. I'm telling you, I know this from personal experience. Okay, and this is why I'm telling you, don't fall for it. Don't ask this person for any favors. Don't ask them for anything. Don't allow them to do favors for you. Do not take money from them. Like if it's money for you. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. This is a trap. This is a trick. They know what they're doing. They're clever. Most narcissists, whether covert or overt, they are very clever. And they know how to feed off of your energy supply. Do not allow any excess favors from this person. If it has nothing to do with the child, cut it off. Or let's just say you decide not to allow it. Let's just say you decide, no, I'm not going to do that. You will see, you will see almost immediately the shift in their attitude. The niceness starts to go away. The sweet, calm tone voice starts to go away. You will hear the belligerence in their voice. You will hear them start to use cuss words. You will hear them actually say, like, suck their teeth and call you out of your name. Their entire being shifts into something else. It reverts to the old person that you know they are. This is why you cannot allow them to manipulate you like that. They become super angry when they realize they don't have you anymore. When they realize that trick is up, they can't use that anymore, that you're onto them. And this is when you actually start to feel the most empowered. Stay in your power. Do not allow them to sneak you with their tricks and traps. I think you get the message on how to cut these kinds of connection. And you have to be consistent. You can't do it once or twice and then, revert to falling for their games again. Be consistent. Show them better than you can tell them, because sometimes you don't have to say anything. You just do not engage. You do not participate until it's absolutely necessary. And eventually they will get the message. It takes time, but you will be proud of yourself for doing so. Guys, I hope you like this video. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and definitely leave your feedback in the comment section below, because I really need to know how you have dealt with your karmic ex. How did you get rid of them trying to destroy your life? Until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.